Hello, this is New Vision TV. I am Lynn Komjisha. Now, still looking at Amin, the military regime that lasted 8¼ years was characterized by the disappearance of prominent persons. New Vision TV describes the phenomenon of the disappearance which engulfed Uganda and for many victims' families has never been brought to closure.
When the military seized power in January 1971, the murders started immediately, but because the first few thousand victims to be killed were soldiers, the public did not take note. Most of those killed and their bodies indecently disposed were soldiers of Acholi and Langi origin. They were killed to preempt the counter-coup to restore the disposed government. Haunted by a feeling of insecurity, military strongman Idi Amin's machine started kidnapping and killing any prominent persons perceived to be not in support of the new regime. The prominent victims included industrialist Kawalia Kagwa and independent fighter, newspaper publisher, and founder of Express Football Club, Jolly Joe Chiwanka. The September 1972 invasion of rebel exiles from Tanzania provided the military regime with an excuse to kill more prominent people. These included former ministers in Obote's fallen government, like former Information Minister Alex Ojera, former Internal Affairs Minister Basil Bataringaya, and former Works Minister Shaban Inkutu. The regime then shocked everybody by kidnapping and murdering the first elected Prime Minister of Uganda, Benedicto Chiwanka, who was at the time Chief Justice, and then also killed Makerere Vice Chancellor Frank Kalimzo. The regime opened 1973 with the shocking murder of the Reverend Father Clement Chigundu, then editor of Mono newspaper. He was kidnapped, tortured, strangled, shot, and then burnt inside his car in Namamve Forest Reserve. Namamve became notorious for the dumping of bodies of people kidnapped in Kampala. Whenever somebody failed to return home after work, the family would go through the ordeal of going to Namamve on Ginger Road to start examining all the decomposing bodies they could find. As the shocking murders gathered momentum, many prominent people started fleeing the country. Those who stayed were killed. 1974 saw the killing of 9 Acholi and Langi officers who did not support the regime, led by Brigadier Charles Urube. But not all victims were prominent. In 1975, as the country was poised to host the Organization of African Unity Summit, it is believed many beggars on Kampala streets were duped into boarding lorries to go and be given free goodies, only for them to disappear without trace. It is alleged that they were dumped alive of tipping lorries into the raging falls of River Nile. The regime did not want any eyesore when important visitors were in town. 1976 saw the Israeli successful invasion of Entebbe Airport to rescue hostages. An old Israeli woman who was undergoing treatment at Mulago Hospital in Kampala, Mrs. Dora Bloch, was picked from a hospital bed by the humiliated military and taken for execution and secretly disposed. 1977 saw another hand-down of prominent Acholi and Langi after the regime executed Archbishop Janan Lumu and former Inspector General of Police Elinayo Oriema alongside Minister Oboth Ofumbi. More prominent Acholi and Langi fled and more ordinary ones killed. By 1978, the regime seemed to have run out of local enemies to kill and then cast their net further into Tanzania. They invaded and annexed Kagera region, killing many people. Tanzanian President Julius Nyerere ordered a counterattack and eventually overran Uganda, bringing the military regime to the end on April 11, 1979.
You're still watching New Vision TV, and now for a Pearl of Africa series, we take a look at Lake Mbilinzi. Lake Mbilinzi is found in Masaka district, south of Kampala, the capital of Uganda. The lake is not far from Lake Nabugabo, also in Masaka district. These lakes were formed as a result of sand dunes resulting from strong winds. Take a look. Lake Mbilinzi is found in Masaka district in central Uganda, some 120 kilometers south of Kampala city. Mbilinzi and Lake Nabugabo could best be described as babies of Lake Victoria. The two lakes were formed as a result of sand dunes created by the strong winds which drove water out of Lake Victoria. The sand dunes prevented the water from going back to Lake Victoria, hence forming Lake Nabugabo and Mbilinzi. The quiet ambience, cool breeze and fresh air around Lake Mbilinzi are some of the reasons that make the place a popular destination for romantics all year round. Animals also compete with people for the lake's menu, mostly it's fresh grass. Masaka locals find Lake Mbilinzi a blessing as it brings them visitors in form of tourists who leave $1 or $2 when they buy their products. Each person around the lake has benefited from it in one way or the other. And that's all we had for you. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more of your updates on your mobile, on your desktop, on your tablet, anywhere on the go. And you can visit www.newvision.co.ug for more of that. I'm Lynn Komdisha.